Time now for your forewarned weather with Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy.
I've definitely got your eclipse forecast, but we've got to wrap up this storm system. It's pulling away from the state. Live view from Lehigh, where we're drying out. They picked up more than ½ an inch of rain from this storm system in Lehigh, 0.52 inches. And we look at some of those other totals, and they are healthy. Magna got an inch from this storm system, and that's really evident of lake effect moisture. We were watching as those thunderstorms and the rain was coming off the lake for the western end of the valley. Magna was a big recipient. 9/10 in Salt Lake, Murray getting close to that 8/10 in Sandy. Hyde Park up in Cache Valley getting more than 3/4 of an inch and getting that on the nose in West Valley City, close to it in Brigham City, 6/10 in Providence, Spanish Fork, and for the Bountiful area. So lots of moisture, which is helpful, especially because today's Thursday. So we look at our latest drought monitor, and you can see those abnormally dry conditions in yellow on the eastern side of the state towards Washington and Kane County and in the extreme corner of Utah. 27% of Utah facing those abnormally dry conditions. Moderate drought and tan here. 7% of Utah battling that. No drought conditions for the Wasatch Front, mountains or valleys. That includes 73% of Utah not looking at drought conditions, which is good news. We did see a slight increase when it came to the percentage of abnormally dry. It's up 1% since last week, mainly in eastern Utah. Satellite radar shows us this exiting storm. It's on the move the last few hours. You watch as we had a few of those storms more northerly flow. Isolated activity for the afternoon and evening, but lake effect evident there. We saw it overnight and we saw it throughout the day. The showers that were coming through and adding to the precipitation totals. Right now, we're in the 40s along the Wasatch Front, 48 in Salt Lake, 58 in Moab, 69 in St. George. We're below average by about 10 degrees in many locations. Average this time of year in Salt Lake, though, is 68. So right now it's a 20-degree spread. As we look at the hourly forecast, you'll see those numbers dropping into the 40s. Some areas wanting to hit that 50-degree mark. Isolated chance of some showers. The sun officially goes down at 6:52. We will be drying out as this storm leaves. Wraparound moisture, keeping things a little unsettled tonight, but clearing skies ahead. Those clearing skies will allow for the coldest temperatures of the season. We're going colder than last night, folks, with the freeze warning still in effect for the Tooele and Rush Valleys, Utah County, western Uinta basins of Duchesne County, West Desert near our national parks, and the San Pete and Sevier Valleys. Growers know that season ending if that sensitive vegetation is outdoors. There's our average high for this time of year, and we're going to jump above it and build towards that. So October warmth makes a comeback with the help of some high pressure. Let's talk eclipse, friends, because as we look at a solar eclipse, the basic, just a reminder here, is when the moon moves between Earth and the sun and it creates that shadow on Earth's surface. What we're seeing on Saturday is an annular solar eclipse, which means the moon is going to cover the sun, but it doesn't do it totally. We end up getting this ring of fire beauty. The outer edge still shows. A total eclipse will happen next year, mainly on the eastern side of the United States. Now, when it comes to the annular eclipse and the Beehive State, we have several areas that are expected to see prime viewing, and that includes south central Utah, Richfield, Beaver, towards Blanding. This is the timing of the eclipse, Elko and Ely on Pacific time. Mountain time, we're seeing this happen between 10 and 10:30 in the morning on Saturday. Partial eclipse to be viewed in Salt Lake City, but Mother Nature has to cooperate. So let's look at the future cast, see if she does. As we take a look at the model here, you see that exiting storm and we get dry conditions for our Friday. Cloud cover increases Friday night. Now we get a disturbance that brings in some high-level clouds. Notice them here into Saturday morning between 9 and 11 a.m. Not great news, which means that we could see a little bit of cloud cover, but it should not impede prime spots when it comes to viewing the eclipse. There are some areas that will see cloud cover like Beaver, Delta, Richfield, Grand Staircase looking a little better. Salina and Panguitch could see a little bit of cloud cover, but you still should be able to witness the eclipse in these locations. Again, that's Saturday morning. For our Friday, how about some 50s and 60s, 66 in Moab, 60s in Cedar City, and 74 in St. George. Let's bring back the warmth a little bit. We do it with the sunshine in the south, 70s to 80s by the latter half of the weekend, with the breeze kicking up by the middle of next week in southern Utah. Wasatch Front looking really nice, low 60s to upper 60s on Saturday, 70s return. Looks like we could see a quick hitter middle of the week next week with a little more cloud cover and temperatures fumbling just a little bit, but for now, a drier stretch setting up. Emily, Sarah, over to you.